And here comes the last man for last 10-15 minutes, and then we will open the session for you, for your questions or queries if you have any. Interesting subject. मैं सोचा क्यों ना मैं अपनी जर्नी के बारे में सोचूं समझूं कि why I left organizations and when and for what. I never left the organization for the sake of money. What I was always looking in an organization is there a freedom for me to perform? मेहनती हूँ. 24 hours. I started my first job with Colgate-Palmolive. Company used to start at 9:30. I used to be sitting in office at 8 o'clock. बस AC चलता है, पंखा भी नहीं है, अच्छी जगह बैठने की है. Lot of learnings were there. Number 2, I was always flexible. बोला जो बोला करने को तैयार. सेल करना सेल करो, R&D करना R&D करो, प्रोजेक्ट में जाना प्रोजेक्ट में करो. रात में 12 बजे नींद खुली, स्कूटर उठाया, फैक्ट्री पहुंच गए, because project was going on. I never focused on overtimes or money or anything. What my focus was, deliver and keep learning on a regular basis. Okay? Then, other thing I always looked at is zero politics. I never went into any politics or any bossism, or I never considered any boss I was working for as my boss. I said, you are boss by default. I am here to learn from you, but not become your puppet or just your, just man. And whenever I felt it was difficult for me, I just moved on. Because I remember one thing, I always believed in one thing. जहां पर मीठा है, वहां पर चीटा अपने आप आएगा. Right? Everyone agrees? जहां पर मीठा है, वहां पर चीटा है. So if I have a talent, if I deliver, money will follow me. And I could become MD of a company at the age of about 32 years, a big multinational company. Traveling across the world. So what I can really share from you over here is, certainly one thing, you have to, really introspect yourself. Talent, acquisition, ये सब चलता रहेगा. But this is where I thought my journey is. And now, I'm running my own organization, Organic Wellness. I'm trying to make sure we inculcate everything what I have learned during my journey in my organization also. The first thing is culture. आप नाम लीजिए नाइजीरिया, आप गए नहीं हो, लेकिन you know what that country is. Yes or no? हाँ बोलिए भाई. US, हम गए नहीं हैं. मेरे को ज्यादा ज्ञान वो देते हैं जो कभी US नहीं गए. US ऐसा. टाटा, जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. The culture speaks. India, culture speaks. Who makes that culture? That is also very, very important. In my view, is the leader. It takes years. It takes really lifetime of few leaders in that organization to develop, create that culture. Today, Tata is what Tata is. Not because of one person or one man, but couple of leaders over a couple of generations, they created that culture. And today, when you say a name Tata, and there are many big organizations in our country where the culture has been created with lot of sacrifice, lot of commitment. And sacrifices are really big, not easy to really do it. Other thing which really comes to my mind, एक बार बता दो भाई कौन सा बटन दबाना है, गलत न दबा दो. पीछे पता लगा कंप्लीट गॉन. एक नेक्स्ट चलेंगे, नेक्स्ट करनी बस. नाउ कमिंग टू talent is scarce. Yes, very very scarce. और मैं तो बुंदेलखंड में बैठा हुआ हूं जहां पर बच्चे को जेब में छोटा सा कट्टा रखना ज्यादा आता है, बोलना और काम करना कम. Yes, talent is very very scarce. So what we do? We don't chase the talent. Our focus is to develop talent like I was developed by my mentors and by my seniors when I joined the organization. Yes, मेरे में वो काबिलियत होनी चाहिए, मेरे में वो कमिटमेंट होना चाहिए, मेरे में हार्ड वर्किंग होनी चाहिए सीखने की, लेकिन talent will always be scarce. There is no country in the world where talent is not there. Talent is in abundance. Otherwise, all the talent from India is going to the US. And the same people who are there, they fail to deliver in many times in our country. So that means it comes to culture. That makes the huge difference. Recruiting a talent is tough. And retaining is tougher. HR heads of companies, they go to the best headhunters, get the best person they can think on this planet. The person is recruited. And the person, he or she, starts making the changes or going for some results or deliveries. Then there are people in comfort zone, 15, 20, 30 years old in the organization. In the company, couple of many years, you die for many reasons. But still, the thought process was, ये आया है, नया आया है, आज से 20-25 आए थे, चले गए, ये भी ज्यादा दिन नहीं रुकेगा. Again, it comes down to culture in the organization. So the important point I am trying to say is, yes, it is very, very difficult to acquire a talent, but much more difficult for the talent to stay in the organization, and unless and until you provide them the right culture, certainly people will move on. This is the Sanskrit flow. Anyone good in Sanskrit to read this? Sateshu jayate shura sastreshu cha pandita vakta dash sahesha data bhavati vanuga. Means it is 100 में से शूरवीर एक पैदा होता है, हजारों में पंडित एक पैदा होता है, वक्ता 10,000 में एक पैदा होता है, और दानवीर लाखों करोड़ों में बिरला ही पैदा होता है. So when you talk of people like Tatas or Birlas or Ambanis, they literally are the Danveers, and this is rare breed which is there, including the entrepreneurs which are there in our country or across the world. They come in that category because they are rare breed. Very, very difficult to live that life. You have to ask the entrepreneur the life they live on. Next please. Now let me share with you the journey, what we are doing in Organic Wellness, how we are recruiting the talent, how we are retaining the talent and motivating them. The first is the trust. My plant is in the remotest village of our country, which is about 460 kilometers from here. It is village Pabai. Very difficult to reach. The nearest biggest city or station is Jhansi. You hardly see anyone over there except my plant in the midst of Banjar Jagah. We don't have any CCTV cameras. I don't have any of my relatives, friends, managers sitting over there. 100% local village people run the plant and manage the plant. 100%. And we export to over 28 countries from that literally small village. And the trust is to the fact that when we started the plant, again I am coming to the talent. I was told you will never be able to run the plant over there. You will have to take experts or train guys from Delhi, Mumbai, big cities to that village. I was very, very clear. I trusted the abilities of the local villagers. They were fourth standard failures. But the moment we trusted them, someone sitting in Vietnam is speaking in his language, my guy, Bundelkhandi language, but they were able to repair or correct the machine. The engineers will come from overseas. I still don't know how a Chinese guy and a Bundelkhandi guy both could communicate and run the machines and learn from each other. The trust in their abilities, the trust in their capabilities, and the trust that they can do better than me certainly makes a difference. And this is 7th year of our running. I'm yet to see single person leaving the organization. And let me tell you, I'm a startup. I don't have funds. I don't have deep pockets. I don't pay very, very well salaries. I pay normal salaries which are possible, practical for me. And I don't have an investor also. Ownership. I always share one example. घर में माँ है या वाइफ है या सिस्टर है या हस्बैंड है जो भी कुक कर रहा है किचन में, neither the SAP is there, neither the inventory control is there, nor quality measures are there, but the quality of food is always amazing. कभी कम नहीं पड़ता. 2 की जगह 4 लोग ले जाओ तो खाना मिल जाता है. The reason is, और फैक्ट्रीज के अंदर, कंपनीज के अंदर, despite everything, despite best of people, अगर डेली स्टॉक आउट्स है, कभी शॉर्टेजेस है, कुछ है. द रीजन इज द ओनरशिप. व्हाट अ मदर और अ फादर और अ चाइल्ड कैरीज फॉर देमसेल्फ इज मिसिंग इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. माय फ्रेंड, द मोमेंट यू हैव दैट ओनरशिप, your talent acquisition or retainership, these are all great words to have, because ownership is certainly missing. Next is most important is the purpose. What people really like and love is the way you are connected to purpose of a company. हमारा purpose है, every product we make will make sure the mother earth is happy. The farmers are happy. The end consumers will get a product which is good for their health. The employees are happy, and of course, environment as a whole is in a win-win situation. Certainly, people would like to connect with such organizations. For the short of time, I will just rush through. Zero politics. हमारे यहाँ कोई जनरल मैनेजर नहीं है, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट नहीं है, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर नहीं है. वी आर ऑल सेम कैटेगरी. यदि ट्रक लोड हो रहा है, आई एम स्टैंडिंग, आई डोंट स्टैंड देयर एज द एमडी, आई एम वन ऑफ द वर्कर्स लोडिंग द ट्रक. I am sitting in the Gurgaon office, all delivery boys, everyone is gone, and if I get a message, a bowel bottle, 299 rupees, have to be delivered to a customer, I personally go and deliver it. And I take pride in doing it. Celebrate. मेरे को अपना जन्मदिन पता नहीं, लेकिन we make sure we celebrate small, big success in our company. Failures we don't care, because I know मैं इससे ज्यादा बड़ी गलती कर देता. रोज कुछ ना कुछ टूटता रहता, कुछ करता रहता. I always think, thank God उससे बड़ा कुछ नहीं हुआ. That's life. But I know they are putting their heart and soul in day-to-day basis, and they realize that sir is trusting us beyond. How can you have a guard standing at the gate who is on contract? You don't even know him, because the third party changes him regularly to frisk and check your employees. I don't have any guards in my company. Very different way of working, and let me tell you, it's the 7th year of working, and I'm yet to see single pin being stolen from my company. Finally, let me tell you a small story and close up, a real one. I had a friend of mine, couple of days back, not friend, a customer of mine, sitting with me for some counseling in my Gurgaon office. सब चीज से परेशान. उसने वास्तु कर लिया, मकान तोड़ दिया, ईशान कोड चेंज कर दिया, हर चीज चेंज कर डाली उसने, एंड स्टिल ही इज वरीड अब क्या करूं, और फाइनली वो वाइफ भी चेंज करने को तैयार था. या लड़ाई होती रहती है. He was ready to do everything from last 10-15 days, 10-15 years, one after the other, and he had always a reason for finding the fault. मैंने कहा एक ही शान को ठीक कर ले, मतलब मेरी सोच. Rest everything is right. सब करो जो बोलता है आपको वास्तु वाला भी, एस्ट्रोलॉजर भी, बिकॉज उनका जो बिजनेस है चलना चाहिए. But I told him just change your soch. You don't have to break anything in your life, including your marriage. That was about 6-8 months back. Just day before yesterday, I got a call. Krishan, मजा आ रहा है यार जिंदगी में. अभी मैं किसी का नहीं सुनता, हर चीज अच्छी लगती है मुझे, हर चीज पॉजिटिव है. And that is what, my friends, I close with this. Thank you so much for your patience listening, and we now open the forum for any questions you have for the expert sitting over here, because we still have about 10 minutes before we wind up the session at 11 a.m. sharp. Yes, sir, please. Please name the person to the question is Mr. Juneja, Mr. Burman, and Mr. Bansal,
yes, sir,
and of course me.
I am Manoj Malik from Equal Limited. My question is...
Yep, Mike DJ, please, sir.
Mr. Sanjeev,
before that, I will be requesting you were speaking cricket. So opening is over, Mr. Virat Kohli, one down is over. Now the match finisher. A big round of applause for him.